Hey, what's up everybody? Today I am super excited to show you guys an absolutely incredible drum set recorded through an amazing set of preamps. This is the RME 12Mic-D. It is brand new from RME. They are a well-regarded company that creates laboratory grade, testing grade preamps. They're super clear. They're used all over the place. One of my good friends, Aaron Catlin, he is a professional acoustician and designs all sorts of big builds and projects, and he uses RME all the time for his testing. And so it is really something that is just like, if you've heard of RME, you already know how great they are. If you haven't heard of them, let this be the example of how great they are, because today we are going to record this Masters Maple Gum Kit from Pearl, which in my opinion are the best recording shells in all of Pearl's lineup. I would say some of the best recording shells on the planet, and we're going to do that through these preamps. So before I get into all the tech details, let's hear how great these drums sound through these awesome preamps. Let's go. You can hear how awesome they sound through these Earthworks mics, which are also used for testing. They are also crystal clear and transparent, which is why they are such a great combo with the RME. In fact, many of Earthworks Audio's like testing mics are paired with RME products to do room tuning, to do room design, acoustic work. And so you've heard how great it sounds now. Let me tell you a little bit more about this unit and why it is so versatile and such an interesting option for you in your studio if you're looking for a high-end set of preamps. Now, the first thing is the number of preamps. This has 12. I'm so used to 8. I'm so used to having to pair an 8 with a 4 or pair two 8s together in order to mic a drum set well. A drum set like this can sound good with 8 preamps, but a drum set like this will sound to its fullest potential with more than 8 microphones on the kit. 8 mics get you 1 on each tom, top and bottom snare, 1 kick mic, and 2 overheads. But 12 preamps, which I think is really a great happy medium between 8 and 16, literally the medium between the two. But the reason I call it a happy medium is because if I'm miking a kit like this, I have all the preamps I need with 12. Unless I want to add like a bunch of room mics and all sorts of other crazy mics. But for me, the kind of recording that I like to do, top and bottom snare. Right now I actually have 3 kick mics on this, a dynamic, a condenser, and a sub kick. Then I have 1 on each of the toms, and I have 2 overheads. I still have a slot open if I want to mic the hats or the ride. If I want to take 1 off the kick drum and just run with 2 mics on the kick, I could do a hat and a ride, or I could do 2 room mics. 12 preamps really is a game changer, and the best thing about this is, although this is not an interface, it's not something that you would typically purchase to be the main interface for your studio, it can actually run that way as well because of the Dante in this. So very quick lesson on Dante, because I'm going to do a whole nother video on it. Dante is a protocol that allows you to send audio over Ethernet or category cable. Basically, you know, it's like internet. It's like sending, it's like sending your audio over an internet cable, if in the very basic form of it. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to send hundreds and hundreds of channels through one cable across large distances. And so when I designed my studio, I built Dante into the studio so that I could have preamps in this room and control them from that room. Or I can run audio over from the mix and send signals into this room just via that single cable. It is a very future-proof way of creating opportunity for the future. Now, I'll talk more about that in another video, but because of Dante and Dante Virtual Sound Card, which is like a $50 application you can get for your computer, you're able to use this like it's an interface. My buddy Aaron and I actually recorded all of this through Dante Virtual Sound Card and used this like it is a standard interface, but it can be combined via Dante with other interfaces. It has ADAT, it has MADI, and both of those are really, really awesome ways of transferring the audio out of here into another piece of gear. And now, when it comes to RME products and when it comes to the larger productions that you can do with a piece of gear like this, you can tie multiple of these together via MADI or via ADAT and then run it all out via Dante and have 24 or 36 or 48 or like 64 channels all tied together in that way, which makes it something that's super useful for adding on in the future. And also, because of the ins and outs on this, you can put it with any interface that has ADAT or has MADI that you already have. You can run it via Dante. If you don't have another interface, you can run it via Dante and Dante Virtual Sound Card. There's so many options for what this can do that when you have those incredible preamps paired with the I/O that this 12Mic-D has, you have almost limitless options to what you can do with it. And so that's why this is a piece of gear that I wouldn't think twice about recommending to add to your studio, because yes, it does come at a higher price point. We are talking about premium preamps, we are talking about premium I/O, we are talking about a very, very high level of production value that this brings. But that money is well invested because of the fact that you can use this in so many different ways. And it also allows you to plan for the future in a way where almost any scenario I can think of, I could use this to record it. And so that is really, really powerful. That's something that I believe makes this so worth its price point and also such a valuable possession to have within your production rig, within your recording rig, within your studio. And as you heard it, and we're about to hear it some more, it really makes these drums sing. Now let's talk a little bit more about the drums real quick. This is a Masterworks recipe. Masterworks is Pearl's like totally custom level of drums. They have different recipes that they recommend to people, because if you come into Masterworks and try and create your own drum set, people are like, let me try that wood and that wood, and they don't really know what they're doing. So when you have recipes, it gives you some ideas of what you should use. And so this is the studio recipe, and it was super fantastically selling. So what they did was they took that and they made it into a Masters. And so basically you're getting Masterworks shells on a Masters level kit for a much lower cost. You get the die-cast hoops, which just feel and sound so great to play. You get the high level hardware. This finish is hand painted. Like, it's so beautiful. This is a silver white swirl. And so this drum set sounds absolutely phenomenal, and I really wanted to show you guys how great it sounds through a phenomenal set of mic preamps here. And so the 12 that the RME has allows me to fully mic this kit in a way that I'm super happy with just one unit. And once again, I think that is really, really, truly special. So let's hear a little more drums. All right, so without getting too deep into technical detail, I want to talk about a few more of the features of this 12Mic-D here, give you a good idea of some of the things that you can do with it. You can also watch the video where I talk about Dante, I talk about future-proofing your studio, how to use Dante to create a studio that allows you to continue to expand without issue in the future, without tearing out walls, without adding a bigger snake, those kinds of things. So one of the things that is really cool about the Dante protocol in here and the way that you can route stuff is that we recorded this like a standard interface through Dante Virtual Sound Card, which is not exactly like a standard interface, but we use this as an interface because of that. It also has a headphone out, and so because of that, you can go into the routing and you can actually route signals back through that Dante to your headphone out here. And so although I didn't have your standard set of headphone monitoring hooked up to this rig because we were using it standalone, we were able to send that signal, the song I was playing to, my drum mix, talkback, all that stuff back through that single cable that connected this to the computer in the other room. And we were able to run a custom mix through that headphone out. Another thing to note is that everything on here is digitally controllable. So you can do all your routing, you can do all your volumes, your gains, your adjustments, all that can be done through a software on your computer that is, I would say, very easy to use. It is very intuitive. But you also have a front control panel where you're able to access each of the preamps, change settings like 48 volt, phantom power, what type of input it is. You've got 4 inputs here with your 1/4 inch inputs as well as the XLR preamps on there. And on the back, this is where it gets crazy because there's just so much I/O. You have a primary and a secondary Dante port, which allows you to make sure that even if your first cable fails, even if your first network setup fails, you have that backup that you're able to quickly switch over to fix it, to back it up on the go. You also have MADI, and you have multiple forms of MADI, which is just another protocol for transferring data between devices. It's really a solid option. You've got a word clock in and out, and then you have 3 ADATs out, and so you're able to send all of those preamps out at high rates through those ADAT ports because there are 3 of them. You also even have a backup power supply. So you've got your standard power supply, which it is shipped with, and if you want a backup power supply, because this is a high stress situation, you know, live production, it cannot fail. You even have a lockable secondary power supply that can connect to this unit for a second set of power. Really well thought out device. Like I said, it is a product that is going to take you to where you need to go and fulfill basically anything you can possibly think of. I mean, there's the only thing that I could think of that this doesn't have is like a standard set of monitor outs. And the reason it doesn't have that is because this isn't necessarily your interface, but you are able to use it as such with that Dante Virtual Sound Card. And so really excited to show that to you guys, really excited to show you this kit. I'm gonna do a little more playing, and if you are interested more in the Dante, in the future proofing of your studio, it really is a very important thing to think about, because if you're building a studio or if you've already built a studio, a single cable can really change the way that your studio can move forward into the future, because everything's going digital. Yes, we will still have analog. No, it's not all going to go digital, but so many productions, so many pieces of gear are coming out with these digital options like Dante that allow you to interconnect so many more preamps, have so much more flexibility in your setup, and create something really special. So check out that video as well. Thank you so much for watching. Links to this, the 12Mic-D from RME, in the description at Sweetwater, as well as this Masters Maple gum kit and the Earthworks mics, everything I'm using here, all affiliate links, so you support my channel when you make a purchase. And also, you're gonna get the best customer service. So it's like a win-win here. You get awesome gear and great customer service, and you also get to support my videos. Check out more RME products. They have smaller interfaces that you can actually use to pair with this. And they also have a lot of other options on the market that can go with this or be standalone RME. I mean, you heard the preamps, and it's the same preamps, the same quality, the same clarity you're gonna get across their lineup. And so if you heard what you liked, but this Dante version isn't for you, they have a lot of other great products as well. So click the link in the description, go check out RME, go check it out at Sweetwater, and have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.